Welcome to another in the continuing series of 4-Minute Fridays from TPM. My name is Bruce Harris, and I'm a Senior Application Engineer here at TPM. Today's topic is going to be making it easy to tell what electrical fixtures have been circuited in Revit MEP. Now I'm over in Revit MEP. Now, my idea for this 4-Minute Friday came from a customer who was telling me how he currently was using tags to figure out what has and hasn't been circuited, because ultimately tags were going to be on his final construction documents. But he was telling me it was problematic because when you auto place tags, they're in such a poor position that it just wasn't a great workflow, and he was looking for a different workflow. So I suggested this, and so that's where the idea for this 4-Minute Friday came from. So let's start off looking at the way he was doing it. So we're going to go up here to Systems. We're going to place a standard duplex receptacle. And I'm going to come up here and go Tag on Placement to turn on Tag on Placement. And that's the methodology he was using. And as we place these, it's placing a tag out there. And that tag, because it has not been circuited yet, has got a question mark. The problem is where it places those tags is very inconsistent. And it's much easier to place those tags after the fact than it is before the fact, and them kind of hanging out in nowhere in some cases. So I could, take the time at this point in time to move them where I thought I was going to want them. And, this is taking time that I probably don't want to spend in this way, and that's certainly what he was talking about. And because they're not fully filled out yet, I may not line them up the way I need to line them up anyway. So I may end up having to line them up a whole nother time. So let's circuit these and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go over here, create a power circuit, choose the panel, I'm going to edit that circuit, and I'm just going to choose the rest of the receptacles in that one room that we tagged as we placed them. And as you see, it put them on there, but some of them aren't where I'd like them to be. They're a little bit closer or, partially hanging. So that's what he was talking about. There's a lot of adjustment after the fact when you do it that way. So I suggested a different way. I suggested a filter. So I'm going to go into Visibility Graphics, go into my filters, and I'm going to create a new filter. So I'm going to use this little new button down here to create a new filter. I'm going to call it Circuit. All right, now what items does this apply to? It's going to apply to electrical fixtures. And I want to filter them by circuit number. Is less than 1. Now once I've got that filter created, I want to add it to this view. So I'm going to add it circuit to this view. And I'm going to create an override, and that override is going to make those that the circuit number is less than 1 red, which is all of them that have not been circuited. So to me, it's much easier to see these as red than it is to see the question mark on those, especially since that question mark may or may not come in a particularly good place. Now I'm going to make this next room a circuit. So I'm going to click on one of these that's not a part of a circuit and edit circuit and just select the ones that are in this room, and those are the ones that I want to make a circuit. Now the other thing I like better about this method than the tag method is that this way when I do tag them, I can adjust them at that time and see the text that they have and line them up exactly the way I want them as I'm tagging them. So I think this is a more efficient way to do it. And also, if you were using wires with a home run to show your circuits as opposed to a tag like this, then this method of turning them red also is a very good method for that too, because you don't have any wires initially. This has been another presentation in the series of 4-Minute Fridays from TPM. My name is Bruce Harris, and I want to thank you for joining us and invite you to come back and watch again. Thank you.